Bernardo's grants provide wonderful opportunities for kids and we would really like to be a part of them. Just think about it, please. If we win this grant, we'll be able to get new school uniforms, swimming lessons, and a breaking and crunch program. Firstly, we need more swimming lessons because we don't want to drown. Where we live, there are dangerous dams, creeks and rivers. Our families will be extremely sad if we die, and I would like to be able to save them if they fall in a dam. Secondly, we need smart school uniforms because we will look and feel good about ourselves. We also need leather shoes to keep our socks nice and warm during the winter because it is really, really, really cold in Mingoola. Thirdly, we need a crunch and brekkie program because some of us go to school without breakfast and we starve for hunger. We also need a crunch program because we love munching on our beautiful crunch and it teaches us about healthy eating. In conclusion, Mingoola is a super awesome school and your grant...
Bernardo's grants provides wonderful opportunities. If successful, we would be able to have swimming lessons, new school uniforms, and leather shoes. An important benefit is learning how to swim. Swimming is extremely important for those who don't know how to swim. It is said that the most common causes of drowning is the inability of swimming, panic in the water, and leaving children unattended near bodies of water. Could you imagine how devastated and distressed our parents would be? That's why your grant would be very beneficial. It is important for us to win the $5,000 because our school students won't have new uniforms for next year. Having uniforms boosts our self-esteem and we don't only look good but we feel good too. Did you know that in some schools uniforms help to control bullying due to the fact that everyone is dressed the same and no one will be teased for wearing something unusual and incomparable? Could you imagine how much better it would be if we won the $5,000? It is important for us to have a brekkie program because it recharges our brains and we can learn better. Did you know that 32% of children don't eat breakfast before leaving home? After considering all the arguments, the smart thing to do is to help Mingoola and give them a chance by winning the $5,000. Your grant will help Mingoola Public School to always...
Please. Bernardo's grants provides wonderful opportunities for schools and Mingoola would like to join you. If successful, we would be able to have swimming lessons, new school uniforms and brekkie and crunch program. Firstly, swimming lessons are extremely important because there are lots of dangerous dams, creeks and rivers in Mingoola. We don't want to drown as we are not strong swimmers. Secondly, schools' uniforms are important because they look good and feel good. We need warm winter uniforms and leather shoes because if we step in mud, they will be easier to clean. If we step in a big puddle, it will not wet our socks. Thirdly, brekkie and crunch program will help us to teach us about healthy eating so we can help our brain to learn. In conclusion, Mingoola is an awesome school and your grant will help us to always achieve.
Mingoola knows your grants provide wonderful opportunities to schools and Mingoola would appreciate our grant. If we get that grant, we'll be able to have more swimming lessons, new school uniform, and breakfast and crunch, and it will give us a chance to be fit. Firstly, swimming lessons are extremely important because there are dangerous dams, creeks, and rivers where we live. Your grant will help us when we are in the deep end, as we don't want to get drowned or have people worry about us. That's why I want to learn how to swim. Your grant will help pay the $100 bill every week for our swimming lessons. Secondly, our school uniforms are important because they fill us with school pride. Our school shoes need to be leather in winter because if we don't wear leather, our socks and shoes will be soaked and ruined. Also, we will catch a cold if we wear wet shoes and socks. Thirdly, a crunch and brekkie program will help us to teach us about our brain and what food we should eat for breakfast and crunch. This is important because it teaches us about our brain and body. Please choose.
We are successful. We will be able to have swimming lessons to save us from drowning, plus new warm winter school uniforms with thick black leather boots. Firstly, it is an important benefit for us to learn how to swim because when it rains and there is a flood, we would have to learn how to swim across the deadly flooded water. If we drown, our parents will be so angry and depressed. It is also important for us to learn how to swim because we could save a lot of precious lives from drowning by guiding them how to not panic in water because if they swallow too much water, their lungs will be filled with water and they will die. Did you know over 300 kids in Australia drown in pools a year? Also, did you know 358 children in Australia drown each year? Another important thing is Mingoola School has the greatest self-esteem because they look good and feel good. The students are proud of their school and have school pride. We are proud of who we are because of our school uniform. With your grant, we will be able to modernize our school uniform so we could stand out and show everyone our glorious pride. Won't we look cool in modern leather boots? The only fair thing to do is to help us improve our school cooking and breakfast program because it is extremely beneficial and it makes us learn so much about safety in the kitchen. The cooking program helps us to learn how to cook delicious, mouth-watering food. Did you know if children eat breakfast, they can achieve a high academic score? In conclusion, your grant will make our school an awesome school and your grant will help us always achieve. So Bernardo's grants provide wonderful opportunities. If successful, it will definitely help us to improve swimming lessons, new school uniforms, warm winter uniforms and leather shoes. I firmly believe that we need to have swimming lessons so that we will know how to swim and how to save ourselves when we get stuck in dams, creeks and rivers nearby. Also, non-swimmers don't want to drown in water. They want to learn how to save lives. Did you know over 300 children between 5 to 10 years across Australia drown? So please help Mingoola kids today. It is essential that children are very healthy because it helps to keep young brains achieve more things. It's important we should have a breakfast program for those who don't eat breakfast. It is also important that we get fruit and have a crunch program for everyone at Mingoola. Eating fruit is very important because the fruit is like oil and the fruit recharges our brain when we are asleep. Your grant would fund the crunch and break-it program. It is vital we get school uniforms because our school uniform will not look good but it will look amazing. It will increase our self-esteem and our school will have pride in achieving. Mingoola gets very cold during winter, so we really need to get our warm winter uniforms. We also need leather shoes. Leather shoes will help us when we are cooking and using sharp objects. They will also help us when it's raining because they won't get soaked with water and they also won't hurt your feet.
Bernardo's grants provide wonderful opportunities for schools and we would love to be one of those schools. If successful, we would be able to get swimming lessons, new school uniform and a healthy crunch program. Firstly, we need swimming lessons as we want to learn how to swim and save ourselves and our family. It will also be fun to learn to swim. We could drown when there's a flood. Secondly, school uniforms are needed in Mingoola. If we don't have uniforms, the new kids will be very cold in winter. Our feet will get soaked, that's why we need leather shoes. If we get new uniforms, we will be warm all winter. They make us feel good and everyone will know we're from Mingoola Public School. Thirdly, some people don't have breakfast, so that's why we need a crunch program. If we have crunch, we will not be as hungry and really healthy. We will be ready to learn and our brains will be fully functional. inclusion, Mingoola School will be very, very happy to get new uniforms, swimming lessons and crunch.